Hey everybody, it's Justin. Back again. This time we're doing a review of The Flash Annual Issue number 3. And this is a continuation of the story from last week that was in Flash issue 30 with our new creative team of Robert Venditti, Jensen, and Brett Booth. So, Brett Booth, we got really good art again. Really on with that. Now, this book kind of started off kind of slow, or maybe it just wasn't, I wasn't really that into it in the very beginning of the story, but by the end of the book, I liked it a lot more than I initially did reading the first few pages. We are introduced to Wally West, actually, completely in this book, and he's a bit different than what we remember him as. Maybe it's just me. Did anybody let me know in the comments below, was Wally not always a redhead pre-New 52? I thought he was. Or maybe that's just me. I mean, I'm pretty sure he was in the Justice League animated series and in Young Justice. So they've just kind of changed him. Now he's got dark hair. So there's that. Not really sure why they're just randomly changing characters completely, but whatever. Go for it. Could have just come up with a new character. No, too hard. Give me a job. I'll do it. But this one we got dueling stories going on here with the present and the story of 20 years in the future. In the present, what we have going on is Barry's just now gotten his job back with, or he's just been fully reinstated with the crime lab of the Central City Police Department, and he's been given a case, a murder case. It's pretty much seems like it's a open and shut case of a weapon, or somebody named Mogul. Looks like a weapon they used in the past was used to kill this person. So Barry needs to go to the prison, interview this guy Mogul, and see if everything jives, and he can shut the case. Open and shut, good deal. As he's leaving, though, he encounters Iris, who's in the police department, and she's actually there to pick up her nephew, who Barry encountered earlier in the issue and had him arrested for tagging the side of a building. So there we go. Wally West is introduced as a criminal. Thanks. I don't know. That was kind of iffy. We jump to the future though, and we see the Flash is actually standing over Wally's grave, and Iris comes up, and now Iris is in a wheelchair. And she indicates that there was some sort of accident. Wally died. She's been left in a wheelchair. Of course, Flash blames himself, even though there was nothing he could do, according to Iris. And at this point, in this graveyard, 20 years in the future, is when Wally decides to let Iris know that he's the Flash. So he takes his mask off. She's, of course, shocked that it's Barry. He lets her know that he's going to fix it, and he takes off. We jump back to the present, and Barry's at the prison interviewing this guy, Mogul. A very, very typical Flash Rogues Gallery type of villain who uses a weapon, or it's not even a weapon. He developed it for technology to use on ski slopes so you could ski year-round, and then uses it to make ski slopes so he can get away from cops when he still sings. So very, very much a Flash Rogues Villain Gallery type of guy. But of course, he says he didn't have anything to do with it. He wasn't near that place when it went down. He didn't kill the guy, and yada yada yada. So now, of course, Barry's got a lot more work to do to come up with who actually killed this guy. It's not as much of an open and shut case as he wanted it to be, or as much as his boss wanted it to be. We kind of jump back to the future, and Flash is now in Gorilla City. And he comes across Grodd, who is eating the brain of a scientist from the 25th century or something like that, gaining all of his knowledge. It looks like Grodd actually at some point killed Reverse Flash, ate his brain, gained the Speed Force, and so now he's been going back and forth in the past and the future, raiding the books of antiquity. I guess at the Library of Alexandria, I'm not sure, he doesn't really say. So he's got all this knowledge and gaining all, and Flash is like, this is no good. I should have never allowed Daniel to have this power. I can't allow you to continue to have it. So they, have a big fight, which goes on for a while here. We jump back to the present, and we have Barry back at the police station, lets his boss know that there's something more with his case. boss isn't very happy about it, but there's a call of a robbery at this museum or art gallery, and of course Barry changes into the Flash, runs out there, and is going to stop these guys from stealing the paintings. But it seems like they're there with two objectives. One is to steal the paintings, maybe, and the second, or maybe actually is the main objective, is to use these weapons they brought on the Flash to see how he reacts to those. And one of them kind of, affects him for a minute, and then he just kind of unleashes the Speed Force, destroys that weapon. The other weapons he's able to avoid. Captures these guys. Cops come in and get them. And of course, the guy isn't going to give up who hired him to come in, who wants them to use this. So we're kind of left there. I'm sure we'll find out more here in the next issue. But we have a good double page here of Flash in the present and Flash in the future, as they're doing battle. Here's Flash in the future with Grodd, and then Flash in the present versus this guy with a lightning gun. So there's that. But that's I don't know. Like I said, I really like Brett Booth's art, so that was really good for me there. And as this battle ensues in the future with Grodd, it actually turns out that Flash, he actually kills him. He puts a bomb in his ear, knowing that Grodd can't get it out with his big gorilla fingers. So there's that, which was kind of funny. Not as funny as I kind of want the Flash to be, but this is Barry, and I guess used to Wally in the animated series, so he's a bit funnier. Maybe, I don't know. But then, it kind of ends with him killing Grodd, gaining all the Speed Force, and now he's going to go back in time to, as he says here at the end, I'm running back to kill me. So that's how we end it. And then next issue is Flash 31, and it says, next in Flash 31, Future Flash versus Mirror Master. So that should be fun. A classic Flash villain versus Future Flash Barry Allen and his new cool suit. But I gave this issue a 3.5 out of 5. It was a little bit better than average, and I probably would have scored a little bit higher, but like I said, just going into it, the first few pages, something about the beginning of the story, just, maybe it was dragging on a little bit too much, or maybe it was the change to Barry Allen. I'm, still kind of trying to wrap my head around why not Barry Allen, the change to Wally West. Still trying to wrap my head around why they chose to do that. I don't know. Doesn't really make a lot of sense. But there's that. So that's Flash Annual number 3. Tell me what you thought in the comments below if you've read this issue. And follow me on Twitter at ExhaustState. Thanks a lot. I'll be back soon with some more reviews.